Okay, this is your last day to get your jump rope. Today's Monday, the 2nd of January. It's pretty much done as far as I'm concerned because tomorrow, go day. That's the start of your 30-day jump rope challenge. So we're going to take a look at what you need to do and how we're going to do it. So let's get into that. And if you don't have your jump rope, get it and join in. Okay, first off, we're going to talk about some warnings, and hopefully you know this, already done it, but I have to say it, is number one, you should get a complete physical. Especially if you're someone older or have any type of health issues, you should know what's going on, so go see your doctor. Goes without saying. Number two, once you start this program, listen to your body. If something feels funky, feels weird, whatever it is, just stop. If you need to, go see your doctor. Be smart. I always say, train hard, but train smart. So if you're not sure about something feels weird or it doesn't work for you, that's okay. Everybody's different. Everybody's an individual. Everybody has their own injuries, their own history and experiences and health problems. So listen to what your body's telling you. If you pay attention, you'll be okay. And if you need expert advice on something, we'll go find it. Number three, stop. If something's too hard or you're breathing too hard or feels your heart rate's going too fast or whatever the case might be, just stop. Walk around, take a breather. And if it's just too much for you, that's okay. You can start simpler. And I'll get into this more as we talk about this 30-day rope jump challenge, okay? So let's take a look at how the actual program is laid out and what you're going to do. So let's take a look at this. This is the program. You're going to get up 10 minutes early. 10 minutes earlier than normal. It's no biggie. It's only 10 minutes, okay? So you can handle that. 10 minutes early. What I want you to do is the very first thing after you get up is to drink a glass of water, a large glass of water. You're dehydrated through the night. Everybody is, unless you're drinking water constantly all night long. You're dehydrated in the morning slightly to a degree. Most people walk around dehydrated anyway. So first thing in the morning, drink water. Not coffee, not juice, nothing like that. Water, just water. Drink a good sized glass of it. You lose water through perspiration, and you might say, I don't sweat. Everybody sweats. I'm sorry, but you do. And you lose a lot of water through just respiration, through breathing in and out all night long. So drink some water in the morning. Right after you get up, drink water. Number three, hit the head. In other words, go to the bathroom if that's what you need to do, so it doesn't interfere with what's coming next. Number four, you're going to do a 5-minute warm-up, and I'm going to demonstrate what your warm-up is going to be. It's just really simple. It's to get your joints loosened up and your body prepared for what happens afterward. And it might only take you 3 minutes, but 5 minutes is just a good round number. And then fifth, you're going to do 5 minutes of rope jumping, okay? And the goal, eventually, and it might take some of you a little while to reach this point, more on that in just a second, but the goal is 5 minutes of jumping rope continuously every morning for 30 days in a row. That's jump rope challenge. So let's talk about that a little bit more. Okay, so this is the actual program in a nutshell. This is your goal. 30 days straight, jumping rope for 5 minutes each and every morning with no mornings off in between, and that is before you eat anything, okay? So that means when you get up 10 minutes early, drink a glass of water, go hit the head, do your 5-minute warm-up, do your 5 minutes of jumping rope. Then, if all you want is coffee, that's fine. If you eat normally in the morning, that's okay too. But this is the goal. You're going to do this before you eat in the morning. Now, just a caveat, if you're someone who's diabetic, type 1 or type 2, you may need to eat something. But you already know that. So just because I'm saying do this before you eat, if you're diabetic and that's going to cause you issues, don't do that. Remember, train hard, but train smart. So use your own smarts in this instance. So let's take a look at some other things. Let's look at the surface. Okay, the surface. Do not jump rope on bare concrete. Some people might go out to the sidewalk or maybe a side road or the parking lot, or a lot of homes nowadays have a concrete foundation, which is the floor, or you might be doing it in your garage or a shed or something. Don't jump on bare concrete. It's too hard on your feet and it's going to create issues. Runners that are always running on asphalt and concrete in cities and towns always have knee issues and ankle issues, and I've trained a number of different age groups of people that are just consistent runners that run a lot every week, and every one of them ends up with ankles and knee issues from running and pounding concrete all the time. So don't do on a jump rope. Don't be dumb, okay? I'm warning you. What you do is jump on dirt or grass. You can even do it on the snow. Pack down the snow. You just need an area, maybe 4 foot by 4 foot or 6 foot by 6 foot. Just pack it down with a shovel, stomp it down a little bit, build a 4 foot square area, and throw an old piece of scrap carpet down. That works great, and you can find scrap carpet almost anywhere. Same thing on dirt. If it stirs up too much dust, just throw some old carpet down on top of it. Or you can get those mats that consist of, they're like 3 foot by 3 foot or 4 foot by 4 foot. And they look like this, little knobs in the back. And you can even find them where they're just solid. And just a piece of that will work. Throw it out on concrete and throw in a piece of carpet on top of that. And then you've got a good surface to do jump roping on, because you want something with a little bit of give. And that's the other thing is, you can wear sneakers, cross trainers, whatever you want to call them, that have a little bit of more cushioning to them to do your jump roping if it bothers your feet. So just a little warning on that. We don't want to create problems, okay? We're trying to solve problems here, not make more problems for ourselves. Okay, something else to be aware of is, even though this is a 30-day jump rope challenge, for some of you it might take longer than that. It might take you maybe 6 to 8 weeks. It might take you 3 months before you can even do 30 days continuously. So it may be a total of 4 months. That's okay, because we're going to be developing other things by engaging in this jump rope challenge and getting to this point. Some people, you know, might be into a lot of endurance and stamina and work capacity type training, and for them they might be able to do this, start off right from the get-go and be able to hit it pretty quick. Others, that isn't going to happen. Everybody's an individual and starting at a different point. So just because someone else might say, well, I did this, who cares? They're not you. So do what's going to work for you. So be smart. If you get sore and you need to take a couple of days off in between your jump roping sessions, that's okay. If you can't do 5 minutes straight right off the get-go, that's okay. If all you can handle is 2 minutes, and maybe in that 2 minutes you're kind of fumbling around a lot, which can be frustrating, the rope hits your feet and you trip up a little bit, and maybe you only skipped 4 or 5 times and boom, you goof up, no problem. Everybody goes through that learning curve. So don't get frustrated, just keep working on that skill of skipping the rope, and you will get better. And it might take you 6 weeks, it might take you 3 months, but if you stick with it, you'll get there, and it'll make a vast improvement in a lot of other areas in your life, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment. So just keep that in mind. Don't push yourself too hard, but don't be too easy on yourself. You want to have that nice balance right in between there. So you want to do enough that you as an individual can recover from. But the end goal is to get to the point where you can do 5 minutes continuous jump roping for 30 days. And then once you're at that point, you can go on to maybe doing other things, maybe expanding the amount of time you train in the morning, or maybe doing something different that you want to explore. So this gets you a jump start on it, and it's going to develop some other qualities. Cool, just standing around out here. Next thing we're going to take a look at is the warm-up. Should take you only about 5 minutes or so. So you get up in the morning, you set your alarm if you need to, get up 10 minutes earlier, drink of water, large glass of water, hit the head, bathroom if you need to, and then start your warm-up. Warm-up's going to be very simple, okay? It's just to kind of get your joints and your body ready for movement. And you can do this every morning. So mornings where maybe if you're getting too sore and your shins are too sore, or your feet or your calves, and you just don't want to push it too hard that quickly, which is a smart thing to do if it's causing an issue, just do your warm-ups that morning and maybe take more time with them. So, and that can help your body recover quicker, okay? So here's your warm-up. Number one is just take your feet and kind of go like this. These old shoes are falling apart. And kind of stretch your toes out. You can do it this way too. Just kind of stretch your toes out a little bit like that. If you need to, you can sit down and put one leg on top of the other and move your feet around in both directions. I just do it standing. So what I'll do is I'll stand, it's good balance practice too, and I'll go clockwise. And do that like 20 repetitions. Your ankle might pop and crack and make all kinds of noises. It's no problem, that's okay. And then go 20 in the other direction. And do that with both feet. 20 clockwise, 20 counterclockwise. You notice as you do that, you're getting a little bit of movement in your knee too, which is good. All right, then after you do that, what I want you to do is I want you to do some toe raises. So go up and then go on the toes, go all the way up, then go all the way down and rock back on your heels and lift your toes up high as you can. And you'll just, that'll, for some people, be a balancing challenge too. If that's the case, you can hold a chair, put your hand on the wall, whatever. Eventually you'll be able to do this stuff and you won't be wobbling all over the place. So this helps improve your balance too, which a lot of people may have issues with nowadays. So just do a toe raise, come back down, rock up on your heels and lift your toes, and just repeat that and do it 20 times. And it's just a way of kind of getting them, the tendons and ligaments and everything warmed up. Once you've done that, just kind of squat down a little bit and bend your knees and go up and down a little bit. You're going to warm your knees up a little bit and get your ankles a little bit more motion. Do that 20 times. And then what I want you to do is go out on your ankles somewhat, on the sides of your feet, just to where it's comfortable, and then roll inwards and do the same thing. Go out and go in. Go out, go in. Do that 10 to 20 times, whatever is comfortable for you. Don't push it, don't try to overly stretch something. You're just trying to get a little bit of movement going on in those areas. Then once you've done that, I want you to do some hula hoops, okay? You remember those, the old hula hoop? Well, they've come back. But all you have to do is put your hands on your hips and just start making circles. And don't do it this way. Don't keep your hips still and move your upper body around thinking you're doing hula hoops, because you're not, okay? The hips go. Try to pretend that your head's stuck onto a pole and it can't move all that much. So in reality, your body is going around. Now it can move some, but we want to get the motion in here. This is also going to warm up your ankles and knees more. Do 20 clockwise, and then do 20 counterclockwise. And after that, do some shoulder shrugs, back, forward 20 times, and then do a few arm circles, both directions, 20 times. It's going to loosen your body up, warm it up. It'll lube your joints up. It's really good for people. It's called joint mobility work. Do that for about 5 minutes. And as I said, if you're feeling too beat up from your preceding day's worth of jump roping technique practice, and you need a day or two off from jump roping so your body can heal up and rest up a bit, just do this joint mobility stuff for 5 or 10 minutes and it'll help you recover quicker. But other than that, do it for about 5 minutes every morning, 3 to 5 minutes. Just knock them out. For some people, it might cause you to breathe a little bit harder than normal. But that's okay, because it's starting to exercise your heart and lungs a little bit, and it's getting your body ramped up to speed to get into your jump roping. So now let's talk about that. The next thing that we're going to take a look at, you know what your warm-up is? Jump rope technique. Okay. All I really want you to do is just practice doing single hops. We're not going to do double unders or anything fancy and whipping the rope off to the sides or anything like that. If you can do all that stuff now, you don't need this stuff. This is more or less to get people beginning and doing something in the morning and getting a jump start on their day. So all we're going to do is just single hops with 2 feet. Basically 2 feet because it's less stress on your body, and it's way less stress than running because your body weight is split between both feet hitting at the same time, versus running, you've got all your body weight down, coming down on one foot, and then when you're running, depending on the speed, your body weight is multiplied by anywhere from 2 to maybe 4 or 5 times what your body weight actually is. So if a person weighed just 100 pounds, running, it can make their body weight, as it comes down on one foot, anywhere from like 200 to maybe 400 or 500 pounds per foot. So you can understand the impact. Now when we're jumping or skipping rope, we're not going as high as the body does when you're running. So it's just a light hop. Remember, we're not jumping up in the air, just a light hop, just enough for the rope to clear your feet. And you don't have to mess with anything fancy. If you get a little better with this, or skipping on 2 feet, and you want to start experimenting with that other stuff, you can find a lot of stuff on YouTube to begin trying other things, which actually makes it more interesting and a lot more fun. And as you get better at this, you might even start incorporating maybe 10 minutes in the morning or 15 minutes. But at longer intervals, what you'll want to do is break it up and maybe do it every other day. Double leg hops. Another little trick as you skip rope is to get a pattern to your breathing. Try not to breathe through your mouth. Try to start breathing through your nose. So when you're doing your warm-up, try to just breathe through your nose as much as you can. That'll help you control your breath. A lot of times when people get panicky, they breathe through your mouth. If you can breathe through your nose, you can control your breathing better, and it can help you calm down. So try to do that when you're skipping the rope. Try to breathe through your nose. It's okay to breathe out through your mouth if you want, but try to breathe in through your nose. You can like that. And the other little trick is to get a rhythm to it. So maybe you breathe in twice on 2 hops, and then breathe out twice on 2 skips. So it would look like this. So in that case, I was breathing in 3 times and out 3 times, but it helps you develop a rhythm. That's particularly important, and you can apply that to running and other activities also. But it really helps a lot when you start doing other techniques and skipping rope, because it'll help you develop that rhythm, especially if you start alternating legs and skipping more on one leg with the heel-toe type thing. So just hit my mic with the rope, kicking rocks up all over, because I usually do this on a mat over there, so I don't have to mess with the dirt. But so you can do 2, breathe in. The issue with that is maybe you want to do 3, so it breaks it up more. So you're not always breathing in on the same foot forward. Good way, once you start doing alternated skips, is to do 2 with the right foot forward, then skip left, right, and then the left foot forward 2 hops. So that way what happens is you're breathing in twice with the right foot, out, okay? So you're breathing in twice, out, in. It's a little bit rough around here with the rocks too, but so let's take a look at that. Okay, getting too warm, messing around with that. Got my mat out, so maybe this will work a little better now. Okay, let's look at that pattern. So if you listen, you're going to breathe in twice. I'll breathe out twice. I'll breathe in twice. So in, out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out, in. Okay, so there you have the whole program in a nutshell, the 30-day rope jump challenge, and stick with it, even if it takes you 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 3 months, 4 months, whatever. Stick with it. It's going to help you in a lot of different ways. Number one, you're going to be getting up early and doing something physically that's going to help your mind and body, and it's a thing that a lot of people don't do. Something to keep in mind is that your mind and body will give you. You will become what you repeatedly do. So it's very true. If all we ever do is sit on a couch, play computer games, watch TV and movies, and drive in a vehicle and sit at work all day long, that activity is going to give us a body that is perfectly suited to do those activities. If we want to do something more and be able to perform doing more things physically and mentally, then we have to do that in order to become that. So by getting up early every morning and doing this, what you're going to do is you're going to develop I-N-E. You're going to develop self-discipline, self-determination, you might say, because you're doing something most people won't do. You're practicing delayed gratification. Nowadays, particularly, it's hard for people to deal with that. If you go to a theater, people can't put their phones away. You know, everything's right at their fingertips. They don't even have to use their fingertips. As one young friend of mine told me, that his generation is the most lazy generation in the world because they don't even have to hit buttons now. They can just talk, and Siri or whatever will give them what they want. So by not eating before you do your little jump rope challenge, you're delaying some gratification and eating something or drinking that coffee in the morning first thing off the bat. So it's a little bit of form of self-sacrifice. So again, these things are qualities that you can develop just by this simple little thing of working toward this 30-day jump rope challenge. And a big catchphrase for a lot of people nowadays is trying to develop this. Everybody wants willpower. Well, set your alarm 10 minutes early, get up, follow the steps I outlined for you, do as best you can, and keep doing that until you can complete this 30-day rope jump challenge. And guess what? You're going to start developing greater willpower, and that's going to spill over into other areas of your life. And the great thing about this is doing this will teach you how to start controlling how your day starts. So rather than just waking up groggy and stuff, if you teach your body to get up in the morning, start moving and do something explosive, and it's going to create more energy and actually power you through the rest of the day more with that thought that, wow, I did this and a lot of people are not. And so it can really be fuel to motivate you to accomplish more. So this jump rope challenge actually has a lot more going to it than meets the eye. It's not just that little 5 minutes. Yeah, it's going to help you physically, but it's going to help you branch off into doing more activities that's going to strengthen you physically, your heart, your lungs, but also it's going to strengthen your mind, and that's the key. Some people wonder sometimes how some people could be like morning people and other people are evening people, and some people tell me that you're a morning person. I'm not. I'm an all-day person. I wake up and I make a determination every morning. And that's like a switch on the wall. That's on. That's off. And so when I wake up in the morning, every morning, I can wake up in a grumpy, moody, off kind of mood, or I could simply flip the switch, go to on. I choose every morning when I get up, this is who I'm going to be. And I start my day that way, and I stay that way for the most part. Everybody has their ups and downs, but doing something like this 30-day rope jump challenge can help you start developing that type of mentality. There are other things that you can do, things that you can read, that it can improve a person in many different ways. I'm not going to get into that. Training physically does have a lot of mental benefits if you approach it with the right mindset and look at things and not just go through the motions, but think, wow, how is this helping me in other ways, even mentally? So that's a little thing I've thought of before. Sometimes when I'm taking a shower, I could maybe something happen and I could start to get into a blue or dark mood, and it seems like things close in more. But then I think, you know what, I don't want to be like that. So I flip the switch mentally and things just automatically seem to brighten up. And it's nice too when people ask you, oh, how'd your day start? You can tell them, oh, my day started great. Oh, what'd you do this morning? And you don't have to go into the details. Just say, well, I got up and I did some training. And they'll be like, oh, wow, what'd you do? And then you can tell them a little bit about it. You don't have to go into details or anything, but you can take pride in what you're accomplishing. Whereas a lot of people, oh, I can't do that, or I don't know how you do that. It's like, well, it's not that they can't, it's just that they won't. So, but you will. The next thing I want to tell with you right at the very end is outside, if at all possible. At first it might be a little difficult, especially starting maybe where you live. It might be very cold, so bundle up extra warm. If it's too cold, we'll be smart. Don't go out there and get frostbite or something like that. Or if you're old or have heart issues, you don't want to jump into training outside in the cold because you can have a heart attack. So be aware of those things. People shoveling snow have that. It happens all the time. When I lived in New York, people would go out and start shoveling snow. They never exercise and they just start shoveling snow and keel over. So don't be dumb. Be smart. Listen to your body. Listen to your doctor. Listen to what I'm telling you. But as much as you can, train outside, because it gets you out into the fresh air, or as fresh of air as you're going to get, and it also exposes you to the elements. So it might be cooler, it might be hotter, it might be raining, it might be snowing, but as you do that, what you're learning how to do is you're learning how to deal with something that's uncomfortable. So for you initially, it might just getting up that early and doing this might be uncomfortable, but as you get used to it, and you start getting a little better condition and a little better mental outlook on things, you can start training outside more and more often, because that's going to help toughen a person up physically and mentally and help you cope with things when they're uncomfortable. And then when you're waiting in line for somewhere, or something happens in traffic, or somebody cuts off you off in line at a store or something, yeah, it upsets you, it makes you uncomfortable. But guess what? Since you've been doing things already that are uncomfortable in a physical and mental aspect, makes it easier to deal with that. It's like, whatever, I jump rope in the rain. That ain't nothing, dude. And you just let it roll off your back. So, train outside as much as you can. It makes a person healthier in many ways. So, that's my final tip. So, in review, get up 10 minutes early, drink some water, hit the head, 5-minute warm-up, 5 minutes of rope jumping. And just remember the cautions. If you can only do a minute and 10 seconds scattered here and there, and that's all you can do, fine. Build up to it. Let your body adapt. You'll grow. You'll adjust to it. And then in a period of time, you will achieve this goal. And then once there, you can branch out to other things if you wish. So, this is Walter. Have a great 30-day rope jump challenge. And if I get enough hits on my Instagram page at Walter Dory. I believe there's a dot between there, but just put Instagram Walter Dory. You'll find my little Instagram page. If I get enough hits that say show me, or if they ask me, I will post a little 30 or 40-second video of me doing the jump rope challenge every single morning for the next 30 or so days, and maybe a little quote or something to give you a little bit of motivation to stick with it. If you have any questions, you can post on there too in the comments area. So, there you go.